Hey guys, Lemon02, currently doing a Legacy Cube draft. So, this is my first pack. Pick one, pack one. There are two pretty strong red cards in this pack. There's also a Coalition Relic, which is probably the best open pick. There's also a Ravages of War, which I am highly inclined to take. There's also a Phyrexian Revoker. I think what I like doing here is taking Revoker. I think the card is very powerful. I don't know how good it's going to be in Legacy Cube, vice something like Vintage Cube. There's probably still going to be powerful artifact mana. I would like to wheel the Ravages of War, if at all possible. I think the red card is too strong to try to corner an aggressive archetype in red. I think if you're going to do that, you take Fiery Confluence first, because it has the highest chance of getting picked out of this pack over Hazoret. But, you know, the other argument to Phyrexian Revoker is it's colorless. And if I do wheel, like, Hazoret, because I don't think I'll wheel Fiery Confluence, then I can take the Hazoret if I need to go to red. Yeah, I'm going to take the Revoker here. And there's this pack where I think I'm going to take... I mean, you can take Legion Warboss, you want to go into red. There were two pretty strong red cards in that first pack, though. Honor the Peers going to come around. I'm going to take Remorseful Cleric, I think, over Blessed Alliance. There's also a Wrath effect. One of the things you have to be careful about in this cube, in the Legacy Cube, is that sometimes, like, white Death and Taxes, or white-black Death and Taxes, is just not as good. Due to the fact that, you're going to have a lot more cards like Supreme Verdict, and folks are going to pick cards like Supreme Verdict more highly. In this cube. But I think I'm going to take the Remorseful Cleric here and just kind of stay the current path. Alright, then we have this pack, which has a Runaway Steamkin, which is a fine card. It has Impulse, which is really good, I think. Concealed Courtyard actually could be the pickup, and then we could, like, splash black. I don't think it's Baneslayer Angel. I think that'll wheel, even though I don't mind her. I think she's fine as a sideboard option. Maybe she's even good enough to play main in the Legacy Cube. I'm going to Conceal Courtyard, though, and leave the option open to splash into a color. Alright, no white cards here, so we could be taking a Plateau and going to Mardu. There's a Mana Leak, which is awfully late for that card. There's also Greater Gargadon, which is also a pretty strong card. Thing in the Ice, I don't mind that card. Incubation Druid, I don't know how good that is in this format. It's a newer card, obviously. So we've seen red cards kind of go a little bit later, but none of them are, like, real good red cards. Huh. Seeing Mana Leak this late is kind of a sign, possibly a sign. Plateau's also just a good land card. If I want to go into like a Mardu deck. I don't know. I mean, like, seeing Impulse in a Mana Leak is like, it should be a better sign for me. I should just start taking blue cards. I just don't expect blue cards to go that late. I'm going to take the Plateau and just stay open. Still stay open. I do think blue is kind of a little bit open, at least in the first couple seats. I don't think it'll be open coming back, so I've passed two pretty strong blue cards. Alright, there's a Land Tax. There's also a Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, which is probably the card I'm going to take. I think swords actually go up in value in the Legacy Cube over the Vintage Cube. I think in Vintage Cube, they're basically just last picks. Not last picks, but they're like near last picks. But I'm going to take Thalia here because I think she kind of stays on theme. We could be in a Mardu deck. I think Land Tax is fine too. If we see Thalia this late, I still think this archetype's open because I think you tend to, if you want to jump into this archetype early at a minimum, you tend to first pick cards like Thalia. I don't think you first pick the Geddon effects because there's two of them in this cube. There should be. I guess I don't know that. Alright, yeah, our archetype's open. It's very possible that we get a last pick Hallowed Spirit Keeper. We're not going to get a last pick Gideon. I actually don't mind Sin Collector or Inquisition of Kozilek, but I think I'm going to take the Song 4 over the Hallowed Spirit Keeper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One of these cards wheels. I very much hope it's Hallowed Spirit Keeper. My guess would be it's probably going to be Hallowed Spirit Keeper or Sin Collector. Yeah, but I'm going to take Gideon. Gideon's just, you know, he's very solid top end in this style of deck. Marshaku, no. We could put in a Johnny if we want to splash red. I don't think I'm going to play Revelark. I'm going to take the Ajani here, I guess. Forsake the Worldly? Not so much. Not too high on that, guys. I haven't picked up a Voice of Resurgence, though. I don't think I'm very likely to play, but I mean, I could see going into that. I mean, we could be like a Naya deck. I do like Voice and like Kasali Pride Mage for this style of deck. I mean, I like black as well. I really don't care for red. That's why I'm putting the Ajani in the sideboard. I don't care to mix red and white in these cubes. And I think in general, like, I don't tend to prefer Boros decks because it's just more of the same. You have like good low-end creature removal or more of it. Because like the ceiling on white removal is like really high, but like it drops off real quick. But like the median red removal is like pretty good, and there's a lot of it. All your like lightning strikes and whatnot, which I haven't seen a ton of, so that did dry up. Red's drying up, which is good because that means that someone's likely in that aggressive archetype or has possibly started picking up, like, you know, picked up the Hazoret, that we sent around, and maybe we get the Geddon back that was in our first pack. It's a hope. Getting the Hallowed Spirit Keeper back would be like a miracle, though. I mean, given I am playing basically what amounts to White Weenie in the cube, which, may just be one of the weaker archetypes in Legacy Cube. I just really enjoy playing, white beatdown strategies. I think they're in general, they're fun to play for me. They offer a lot of decision making, and they are aggressive. So sometimes you just get free wins, but and in Legacy Cube, there's going to be a lot more that is good against that. To include more wraths, a higher wrath density, and people picking them more highly for control decks. And ramp becomes a lot more viable. I think mono green ramp is really not that good in Vintage Cube. All right, so the Geddon did not come around, but the Tireless Tracker did. So did the Hazoret. So someone did jump into white for some reason. I think in this pack, there was only one other red card that was worth taking in here, but it could have gone in blue-red, but the Temporal Master came around. That doesn't really sell me anything. I think I'm going to pick up the Tireless Tracker and possibly look to go into, Selesnya mid-range, which I don't think is a per se a great deck, but Tireless Tracker is a very powerful card. And there was this pack. Is there any need to go into Naya? I don't think Rhythm of the Wild with this deck really wants to be doing. I'm going to pick up the Honor of the Pure, which I was pretty sure would come around regardless. Spear of Heliod over Lightning Helix? Yeah, probably. I'm not a real big fan of Spear of Heliod, but I think this card's just kind of an odds with itself. It wants you to be a tap out attacking deck, but then it also has this weird ability where you don't want to tap out to destroy a creature that's already hit you. It's just kind of weird. For 3 mana, it's a lot of mana to have that effect. It's card advantage, sure, but oftentimes you're going to find, you just don't have the time to use it like that. Alright, yeah, this pack didn't have a lot for us. Massacre Worm probably can't beat with the deck we're currently drafting. I wonder if we get land tax back, because I'll probably play it in this list. Well, right now this list is kind of looking like a dumpster fire. Yeah, we did get it back, and for us, it's the best card in this pack. We definitely want some Mother of Runes kind of action going on here. Now a Ravage is going to be a higher pickup. Someone did take it earlier, so I think we did get cut for a bit, but I think they got off of it. I do like Sin Collector a lot. Actually, I could pay junk taxes as well. It's not completely outside the realm of possible. Alright, so the cards for us. Well, there's Path to Exile, which I do think is a higher pickup in this style of cube. We'll probably wheel the Ameri Angel. Shambling Vent's okay if we want to play black. Ajani the Unyielding. What does this card do? It's too much mana. Doesn't really matter what it does. I think it's just too much mana. It's the best card in this pack. Liliana the Last Hope I would love to play. I think black is kind of in a weird spot. This card is actually really good too, but I'm way off blue. I'm a million miles off blue. None of the duels, a Shambling Vet I would play in this deck if I got more black cards, like a Bob or something like that. A Dark Confidant, but alright, well, we're a pretty simple-minded deck. We're going to be taking Ismaru here. Over Marsh Flats, which I actually wouldn't mind. And Ismaru could wheel, but the Geddon did not wheel. Bolt's also very good, but I don't really want to corner myself into Boros. Yeah, Vampire Nighthawk. This card just... I don't know. It's a weird card, right? It's fine, but it's just not really where I think you want to be. Okie doke. Well, I think the Angel of Invention, this format's going to be a little slower. Angel of Invention is pretty decent in these style of decks. I also like Walking Ballista. I also like Mishra's Factory to no small extent. I think here, I honestly think the Factory has a higher chance of wheeling than the Walking Ballista. And Walking Ballista is going to be a little bit better in these formats, I think. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to pick up the Ballista here, actually. Alright, there's a Mentor of the Meek and a Legion's Landing. I think Mentor and Rashad man, this pack has a lot for us. I really think I need the Legion's Landing here just to get some early mana progression. I was just fine too. But I'm going to try to hope to wheel the Mentor or the Rashad port. I don't know if I will. I don't think I really want to play the green cards right now. I don't think I mind playing the Sin Collector, but... Alright, Unexpectedly Absent is great. I like Arid Mesa as well. Sorin, if I had enough, black fixing, which right now I have what? I have Lantax plus the Concealed Courtyard to play it, but this is a great removal spell. Lyra Dawnbringer I could definitely sideboard into this deck as well. Alright, I would like to take the Journey to Nowhere, but I already have a Path to Exile and Unexpectedly Absent, so I'm going to pick up the good playable card for this deck. Honor may be getting in there, to be honest. It works pretty well with Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. It does not work well with Walking Ballista or Phyrexian Revoker, but such as life. I'm I'm not going to completely commit myself to playing black yet over green, because I do think Tireless Tracker and Voice of Research are good. I think if we do play those, though, we probably end up cutting the Honor of the Pure out. I'm kind of loath to play it anyways. So for right now, yeah, I'm just going to put it on the board. I mean, I'm putting it in there like tentatively, but it's kind of miserable. If you can get a good threat for it. Alright, Recruit of the Guard or Knight of the Autumn. Knight of the Autumn is also really good. But I think here I'm going to just take the Recruiter. Glorious Anthem is fine, but, you know, This deck actually probably could play Vile. I doubt Vile's in the cube anymore. I think Vile's been getting cut from the WotC supported cubes, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think Vile is kind of... Vile needs a very specific deck to play it. And we could be getting close to that style of deck. I mean, we need more ones. We want more twos. We've got the trappings of a deck here. We're a little playable light, and I think the cut... I mean, I think the cut has stopped. We didn't get back the Hallowed Spirit Keeper either, which is disconcerting since that's a very good card for against like Wrath decks, against control decks. So, since we didn't get that, it would be nice to be able to get something along the lines of... I don't even know what this card does. Something along the lines of... like a Looter Scooter, Smuggler Scopter. What does this card do? It's a 4/3 flyer for 4. I mean, I think we're on that train, to be honest. I think we are playing white-black. What are its other abilities? I think it gains, Death Touch? Vigilance and Death Touch. Oh, and it makes dudes and it dies, so it basically gives you one half of... Alright, so for this deck, I'm going to pick up the Mana Fixing here. Merry Angel's fine, but... I think I'd rather just have the Mana Fixing. Sure. I'm never going to play Approach to the Second Sun, so yep. We'll take this goofball. And actually, so I like Windswept, or Windbrisk Heights a decent bit, but I think this deck's actually just going to want this. I feel like this deck's going to be a little slower than typical. This card's fine. I like Oust, but I think I need to ensure my creature density is high enough. Now, what I'm really going to be looking for, I never want to play against Polukranos. I mean, either of these cards are pretty bad for me, but I'll take the Polukranos, so I never want to play against it. Yeah, you need to get out of here, buddy. Alright, pick this up. And Glorious Anthem, okay. Well, if I could really up my creature density, maybe I will play Glorious Anthem. So I've got 2 cards that require black mana. I have land tax plus 2 lands that fix. Mox Diamond would be appreciated. Chrome Mox I'd probably play in this list. Alright, Bramaz is the first card that is in the pack and also just grabs my attention right away. Some good mono red cards. His Daze is a fine card, not as great in like Vintage Cube. Lotus Cobra I like a considerable bit, but I don't know how good it is. Electrolyte is pretty specific to a deck archetype. Deafening Clarion. This card is just so weird to me in these colors because it kind of kills your dudes too. Fight with Fire is actually a really cool card. I don't know... I think you really want to be able to kick this thing to make it worth it. Nimble Obstructionist, also very cool. But yeah, I think we're about this life right here, about the Bramaz life. Still really want to get the curve kind of slammed down a little bit better. Right now, it's looking like we're probably a deck that's going to typically cast its Walking Ballista on 2, unfortunately. If it has it in the opener, just for mana progression. Alright, Stoneforge Mystic. What does that get me right now? Nothing, and I don't have anything that goes with it, and I've passed up on 2 swords, the Sophie and the Sword of Feast and Famine, which are probably the 2 best swords. Jit I'm probably not likely to see because it's a highly pickable card. So I think what I probably should take here is just the Kitchen Finks. This can't get anything in my deck, right? Yeah, I can't just get artifacts. So I'm going to take the Finks, although I'm a little bit hesitant to do so. Alright, do I like Wasteland better, or do I like Horizon Canopy? Anguish Unmaking is also a fine card. I think I like Horizon Canopy better. Yeah, I mean, I think just the ability to cycle this land off. I mean, Wasteland's probably not coming back around. Is Horizon Canopy going to come around? I'm going to take it. I think it's probably better in this format. I mean, like, some decks you're just going to get them if they took Mana Fixing really heavily, but... I don't know. I'm a pretty big believer in Horizon Canopy. We did not get, of note, the Mishra's Factory around, but that's not, It's not... Oh, man, this is tough. I highly doubt that the Scrubland's going to come around. The Geddon actually may, but I really think this list wants to cap out for the Geddon. I'm going to sideboard her for now. I do have 3 lands, so I'm a little playable light. Hope we get a little lucky in these last couple of packs, guys. The other cool thing is with Horizon Canopy, I'm not 0% to play, the Voice of Resurgence at a minimum. I do have Honor of the Pure sitting in my deck right now, which I'm not exceedingly happy about, but it is a card I will probably play. Okay, another 4-drop is not really where I wanted to be here. There's a Bayou, which, if I wanted to play the green card, I could. Everything else in this pack is kind of like not great though, so I guess it's just going to be Sublime Archangel, and maybe we can leave the Seraph in for now, but because I still am playable light, but I really want more 2s and 1s. I don't think at this point I'm bound to get many more 2s or 1s, but if I got 2 more 2s and 1 more 1, I think I would be pretty happy with where the deck's at. I still think I'd rather play Honor of the Pure than Glorious Anthem. It's just 3 mana. The difference between 2 and 3 mana in this deck is really big. And I guess at this point, the Angel of Invention's not, if I just don't hit playable count, I'll run Angel of Invention. I think it's fine. Okay, Day of Judgment, not playable. Oh, well, we did hit this card. This card has Convoke, right? Okay, well, I can play this. I don't think it's that great. I'm not familiar with this card. I'm kind of curious to read it. Okay, give something haste or gives it a +1/+1 counter. And it's a possible 2 for 1? Okay. Well, I'm playing this. Alright, this is a cast out. Isolated Chapel is probably what I'm going to take here. So I'm at 25 with 4 lands, 21. I do want a couple more playables in the deck. I suppose for now, yeah, you can get in there, you. I feel like we probably missed the mark on this deck, guys. Oh, well, and of course. So Silverblade Paladin, I think, is a better card than Figure of Destiny in general, but I don't think I can say no to a 1-drop, especially with Legion's Landing in the deck. I just think it's really important to have this effect. I'm going to take Una's Prowler here, of all things. I don't believe there's any more little dudes we can actually wheel out of these packs. Figure of Destiny was a nice one to get, though. I'm happy with getting that. At a minimum. So at 27 -4 down to 23. Would ideally... I guess this deck can play 17. I do have 2 5-drops, given one of them is a Convoke card that should cost significantly less than that. Probably run 1 Swamp in the list. Yeah, I think it's fine. Plus, we're a Geddon deck, and we are a land tax deck, so, having a slightly increased mana density is not great. You'd rather be at 16, I think, on this list, but so our curve's a little higher, and we do have land tax to kind of thin out as the game goes along. I think it's okay. A lot of folks are not high on land tax. I think land tax is okay, especially in 40-card decks. The thinning is significant, especially if you get to do it twice. It's just, it's going to make your draw relevance just a lot higher, and it also sets up Armageddon very well. So, there's 2 kind of synergies going on there. Setting up Geddon is probably more operative, but, yeah. And there's that poor Stoneforge Mystic. No one took her. I could play her as a 1/2 Squire. Hippie, yeah, not castable. I'll take Stoneforge, sure. Spear of Heliod's not secretly an equipment, right? No, legendary enchantment artifact. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we did end up getting an equipment for this list, but getting Jit's going to be, pretty tough, I think, in Legacy Cube. I think most times Jit's a pretty decent, first pickable card, actually. You're going to play a lot more creature-based, grindy games. Alright, well, it's certainly not a Wall of Omens deck. I'll take Anguish Unmaking. There's definitely certain matchups you could want to sideboard it in against. We do at least have 16 critters. They're just not really in the curve that I want. Let's make sure this thing works. So it's power 2 or less, right? So, enters, yeah. So it works with Gideon. Doesn't work with these guys. It works with her. Scrub a Dublands? I think I'm going to take that over Cloud Goat. So 27 with 4 lands, yeah. Yeah, Cloud Goat's just another dumb 5. Even though it works well with the Mentor. Sure. Yep, doesn't matter. So the mana is actually pretty decent. If we wanted black mana, we definitely have that. Probably don't even need to run a swamp at this point. Hissing Quagmire. We probably could have run 3-color if we wanted to. Because I think we had a shot at a Bayou as well. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to put Hissing Quagmire in my deck. Just slow myself down. So add basics. Do I want to run one? I probably will run one just for land tax value. Just for the land tax value. This is a 17 lander. The curve is a little higher, but I think I'm going to jam it that way. I don't think... What else does this work with? So it works with Recruiter the Guard. The Mentor is what I'm talking about. So Mentor works with Recruiter, Remorseful Cleric, Revoker, Thalia, Figure, Legion's Landing, Ismaru, Gideon. This is a 4/4, right? Yep. Angel of Invention it works with. Yeah, I guess it's fine enough. It's a draw engine. It's still a 2/2, but it gets a little bigger with the Honor of the Peer. Actually, guys, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the washroom real fast. I'll be right back, and we'll get into some gameplay with this deck. Alright, guys, so we're back. We have our first game here, and hopefully the deck can acquit itself well. Hopefully I can acquit myself well playing the deck, and hopefully the deck can do decently well. Alright, so we're playing against Dr. Running Man. Yep. What are we hoping not to face? Probably mono green. We are on the draw as well, which our deck definitely, I think, wants to play. But we do have a little more equity and land tax on the draw, so there's that. No fast man on the deck. Okay, 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. I'm in to keep this. It is a 4-lander, which is not ideal, but it gives us outs to draw some of our bigger cards, and its mana is perfect. Discard? Nope, just Crypt Breaker. Cool. I wonder if they're just going to make dudes. Here's the question, right? Should I attack and just trade with one of these ZBs? I could, right? Like, if they're willing to trade their turn for one of my mana, do I care that much? I'm going to put out the Remorseful Cleric, because there's also a chance they're just reanimating here. And I would feel pretty bad if they like discarded, blocked. I was down to 1 mana because I had to pump to trade with their card they basically dumped in the dumpster there. And if it's like a Gristlebrand or something like that, I would feel really dumb. You know, not only feel really dumb, I'd probably lose the game too. So I don't think I can make that trade right now. Now, if I had a 3rd mana, I actually wouldn't be. I'd be more amenable. Yeah, like something like that. Like if they just reanimate that thing, like. You know, I'd probably not be. I guess I have Path to Exile. You know, I'm not stoned to it. Could also put it back on top of their deck, but they can re-discard it. I'll bet they attack with their zombie. No? Yep, he's going to get in there. Get in there, little buddy. You got it. Okay, Recruiter the Guard gets me what? I think I can wait on Recruiter the Guard. Because I think I'm going to use it to get my Angel of Invention. Could also just get the Walking Ballista. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put down a Burmaz here. I probably should just do this second main. I know I should do it second main. I'm just playing for F6. Well, not F6 value, but I guess I can't F6 because I do have Remorseful Cleric, and there's an Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger in their yard. So I can't quite do that. Could also just pump Figure of Destiny to a 4/4 next turn, too. They don't have great attacks. I probably use removal on my Burmaz here. That's okay. Also an argument to Sing Collectoring them. Okie doke. But they do not have an attack this turn. They did not opt to discard either. Could also cast her. Do they win the race is the question. I think I'm just going to cast her out. Get in there, little buddy. And they don't have great attack. I mean, they can attack me and hit me for 5, but I have, you know, a lot coming back in the air next turn. Alright, they're playing blue as well. And the cool thing about this thing card is it has Afterlife, so that means that I'm going to get some 1/1s. if they somehow sweep the board. I mean, if they sweep the board, I don't think it's a big deal because they've got a lot invested on it too. And I've got a tutor plus a sin collector to follow up. So I don't think that's horrible for me. All right, they're gonna. Yeah, as I say, if you attack with the, if you don't have a good follow-up play for the ground, all right, they're just okay. So the Seraph gets through, right? I can give this Death Touch. Alright, I'm looking to take a big hit next turn, but I'm going to get in there. I'm not going to give it Vigilance this turn. If they want to block, I'll give it Death Touch. I'll trade. I will trade my Seraph for the Doom Whisperer. Nope, they don't want to trade. Alright, that means that if they turn everything sideways, I probably have a lethal strike next turn in the air. That's 6 plus 4. It's only 10. Okay. Card is not exceedingly effective here. Alright, Spellskite. Yep, cool. Holds down the ground. Yeah, if they turn both Whisperer and Phyrexian... Alright, so they're out of cards. I think the Whisperer has to get in there this turn. No, it does not. That was actually kind of a nice draw, because now I can just do this and put a bunch of dudes into play. Right? Okay. And take the damage here. Cool. Do it again. If they have an I Win Now card, then they could, you know, maybe like a Wrath they want to have. I guess a Wrath would be kind of problematic. That's not that bad, though. I mean, like, we just go to our top deck at that point. They could go that way. But the problem is they just don't find it. Then like they're really dead to just the next thing I play, which I do have a creature in hand, right? It's not bound to hit much in their hand because they're probably going to just try to, you know, find whatever card they can find. They ditched 2 cards there. Okay, they're going to 7. Cool. And it's going to have to be like a Damnation. I don't think a Languish effect is going to do it here because I'll still have the Bramaz. I guess Languish leaves them with a couple blockers, though. I can't pump the figure beyond, like, Languish either. But the reason I can't do that is because the Angel Invention I made servos with. So we'll see what they end up doing here. I'm going to get 2 1/1 flyer, or 2 3/3 flyers off of this. Alright, so they found what they were looking for. Alright. Alright, so, yep. Oh, it's basically Damnation or Bust, I think, here. I think that's all they can do. And I have a Remorseful Cleric to stop any, like, Reanimator shenanigans. Alright, that was their find. Alright, your graveyard's gone, buddy. Cool, good game. Yeah, you had to find Damnation, I think. They can, you know, Anguish attack me here, but that doesn't do anything. change the target of it to the card on board. All right. All right. Become a 2/2/4/4 at this point, and go. I think just concede, but meh. We shall see. Nothing. Okie doke. I will attack for lethal, right? Alright. Get in there, you guys. Yep, evasion. Okay. I'm gonna say I don't think there's much you can do here. Anything else I want against this deck? I mean, Anguish Unmaking could be relevant. They do have some big chonkers. Over what? Walking Ballista? I don't know about that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to resub it. I don't feel like my opponent's deck is... I mean, my deck's not the most finely tuned, Death and Taxes list by any means. It's more of kind of just a beatdown with some incidental hate. I do think that a Remorseful Cleric's a pretty good option in this, though. If they're playing blue, they're probably playing... Is Gifts legal in this format? I can't remember if Gifts is legal in Legacy or not. I don't play Legacy enough. Yeah. Yeah, hand's good. 1-drop, 2-drop, removal, 2/2 drops, one piece that actually hates their deck. Plus has a good 4. I mean, Sublime Archangel, say what you will against it. It does die to bolt, but it's a beating. If it gets to hit once, it's probably going to win the game. So I'm going to keep this. I think it's okay-ish. No turn 1 discard outlet, which is kind of nice. Alright, and go. Alright, well, that makes my next play pretty easy. I'm just going to do this and say go. Could have attacked, but I mean, I'm not going to try to pump fake them out with some nonsense. One downside of this is that Unexpectedly Absent is now kind of blanked. It's going to have to hit the Skite, but making them redraw Skite's not horrible either. Alright, Maze of Ith. Okay, well, not attacking in the air either. And actually, Maze of Ith's really good against Sublime Archangel, too. Alright, Thalia. Doog. And go. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste everyone's time here. If that was the last land they have in hand, that'd be kind of nice for us. If they don't play a land this turn, we're definitely putting the Skite back on top of their deck. Probably just do it for 0. Well, I'll pay 3 mana to do that. Yeah, okay. You're redrawing Skite then, buddy. That feels pretty good. Even if I draw a land here, I think... Okay, land tax. Well, I'm going to need to wait on that. So I actually don't have another relevant play this turn, so putting this... I actually could pump my figure, but... Put my Figure of Destiny, but I'm just going to put the Skite back on top. We know land tax is not going to get better next turn. It's unfortunate, but... Alright, turn around whichever one you'd like with your Maze of Ith. Okay. Okay. Could pump up the Figure of Destiny. I'm just going to send it sideways and just attack with all. Obviously, Exalted is really bad against Maze of Ith. All you can do is swing in. They're going to block that one. Okay. I don't know why. Yeah, I think you just block one of the 2 toughness or 2 power things. I could have waited and done this afterwards, but I'm not going to pump the Figure. And maybe they block the Figure there. And I can't even pump it. I guess I could have pumped it to a 4/4. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, so they just get hit for 3 here. Toxic Deluge could be a beating. It's another card. If they're missing on lands again, that's pretty rough. I mean, we kind of did help out with that on the Unexpectedly Absent here. Now they're going to be, I think, boxed into blocking the Figure of Destiny, taking 6, and turning around the Sublime Archangel. Because this turn I've got nothing better to do. I'm just going to pump it. And actually, I'm going to eat this thing. So, I mean, if they have a kill spell, cool. They may not even be able to play a kill spell because of Thalia. Most kill spells are 2 mana in this format unless they have Fatal Push. Yeah, that doesn't work that way, buddy. I don't think it does. No, I was going to say, I don't think it works that way, man. It can't target Spell Skite with its growing ability. You turn around the Sublime Archangel. Yep. Alright, go. I don't think I need to play a land down here. I suppose the one downside of not playing land is if I draw my 6th land, I can't, make the figure an 8/8, but if it becomes an 8/8, it just means I'm getting through 4 with this thing. They did draw their land, finally. They drew a Bone Shredder, rather. What does Bone Shredder kill? Probably what? Sublime Archangel? Alright, cool. Fine by me. Okay, they're just done. Alright, cool. Well, we managed to take our first game there. I don't think our deck's anything special, but, we managed to kind of exploit... we did what White Weenie wants to do, right? Like, our opponent got a little unlucky on their mana draws. They kept a Mazavith and probably a three-land hand. Just didn't hit a lot of lands. Managed to use Unexpectedly Absent to fade more land drops and just get them. Mazavith does come at a cost, and that is a cost of a land drop. Well, it did buy them a lot of time there. The time just wasn't well spent time to get into actual land cards to cast their relevant spells. Yeah, this is sort of hand I think you ship back. 4 lands with nothing early. I think you mull this. This hand is better. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to top her. I think this hand's going to play out in a way where we just lead on the Shambling Vent like they have done. And we play Athalia on turn 2. Turn 3 into Mentor of the Meek. Maybe this was a little hasty. I mean, I do want to get my black fix on, but I'm probably going to be using Ismaru to get value off of the Mentor of the Meek here. Oh my. Well, now we would really like to draw a Remorseful Cleric, because Entomb is a spooky card. One of the more powerful ones in Vintage, or Legacy, I'm sorry. The Vintage Cube, not as much. Reanimator's not that good in Vintage Cube, but in Legacy Cube, it's pretty strong. Alright, so they put a Wormcoil Engine? Okay. That's at least beatable. Not like an Iona or something. Maybe we can slow them down a bit. Maybe not, too, though. Who knows? If they have, like, Reanimate, we're not slowing them down. If they have Animate Dead and they're stuck on lands, maybe, but we'll see. Okay, they should have Bramaz. That's a weird combination of cards. Okay. Well, Bramaz does not attack well into these ladies. They don't attack well into him either, but we've got a card engine for next turn. Maybe we can get them out. We'll see. I don't think you attack here. Alright, this thing resolves. Okay. This thing can't pay for it this turn. Sucks. Nope. Maybe I should have waited on that. Because I now have the Sin Collector, I'm just going to wait and I think do it then. Now, if I get, like, Wrath of God here, that's really terrible. Okay, Phyrexian Arena. Let's see what's going on over there. Okay. So only one land away from casting Elishnorn? That's really spooky. I may have to just Armageddon the lands. They're not going to play anything here. I guess they want to have Shambling Vent up. Yeah, if I draw land, do I just get in them? I think I may, actually. I'm kind of shocked they entomb the Wormcoil here. I would have thought... Well, I guess if you don't have it, you don't have it. You don't want to draw it at that point. Alright, so Liliana comes in. Alright, Kitchen Finks is not the draw we were looking for. So, I think what we have to do is this. I think we just have to play out Honor the Peer. Now, they flip this, and they get a 2-2, which can become a 4-4 under the Elishnorn. I have to assume they're going to draw a card here. Yeah, pretty savage, guys. Pretty savage. I think we're going to lose our whole team. Let me recount. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 mana cast Elishnorn. Yuck. Alright. We're really hoping they miss on land here. Well, do I just attack? No, I don't just attack yet. I'm going to wait. Now, if they hit a land, I'm probably just going to concede. Elesh Norn is pretty... I mean, if I lose... I guess I'm only losing 2 dudes. I'm losing Sin Collector and Thalia. Come on, miss land one time. I don't really care if they play another irrelevant creature. No, they didn't miss land. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna flip, but I just don't. This line of play doesn't make sense to me. I think you just cast Elesh Norn out first. The Sin Collector's already gonna die when they play Elesh Norn, so I don't really care. I mean, none of the damage because I have 2 First Strikers is gonna go on these 2 creatures, so I'm still gonna lose Thalia. I'm still gonna lose Sin Collector, and it sucks. But they Damnation. I don't understand how this opponent's playing this game. This is really weird. Just get to reanimate. What else does this thing do? I guess I get to return this thing. But not right now. We could both discard. Okay. Sure. Alright, get in there, you. I think they're boxed into casting Elesh Norn out this turn. I really need to pressure this Liliana, whatever she is. Okay, Nighthawk. Nighthawk's annoying. I don't really care from how my opponents played this game. I think they could have won this game by now. With Elesh Norn, I guess they're afraid of like an exiling effect that I could possibly have. Scarab God's a little spooky. Oh, they have not drawn poorly off the Phyrexian Arena. That is for sure. I think I'm going to pack it in. I probably don't have to. My opponent's drawn pretty well off that. I don't think they're playing well. I think they could play this a lot better to win this game quicker. But that is what it is. I didn't see a lot of spells in their deck. So Sin Collector, I mean, I don't know if I want to take a creature out. Anguish I'm making seems pretty decent. Maybe got Walking Ballista, go down to 15 critters. I'm going to sub here. I'm going to sub it here. I'm going to put in the Anguish making because they have some bomb cards. They just have like random good bomb cards in their deck. I didn't really see... I assume they're reanimating if they have Entomb in their deck. It seemed like it was a sub-theme though. Like probably like they have like 1 to 2 effects that do it. How they played that was really bizarre to me though. Like I feel like they don't kill all my critters. They kill 2 of my critters with Elesh Norn. But they make it so that all their critters are just unstoppable threats at that point. Like I'm like, triple blocking and like losing 2 things in triple blocks off the Elesh Norn play there. And I was stuck on 1 mana at the time. I guess it does kill my Thalia, so if I had like Swords to Plowshares, that could be a problem for them. Why do I have a Forest in my deck? Probably because of Finks, and I probably just auto... Yeah, fine. Alright, I'm going to keep this. I probably do have it in there because of Finks, and I probably did not fix my mana base after Moto assigned me a Forest in my deck. I probably didn't look at it. That's my bad, guys. Should have a Forest in my deck. I guess I can psych my opponent out. I do need to fix it in sideboarding, though. Alright, yep, go. That is funny. I'm probably going to lead... I don't know, we'll see what they do here. I mean... Alright, nothing. Alright, no fear. I was thinking about playing Revoker first, but honestly, I'm going to play Thalia out first. If she dies, fine. I would like to be able to play my Honor of the Peer to support her, but... Alright, I just miss. What is this going to name? I'm just going to name Liliana of the Veil. This is a beater, honestly, right now. They did mulligan down to 6. So maybe they're short on mana. Alright, they found mana. They have a counterspell. Show it to me. Well, if we had a land, we'd probably still play Sublime Archangel out and then close it out on Honor of the Peer. I mean, if I hit black mana, there's a consideration to just Sin Collector here. Alright, well, Damnation's not castable. Alright, they have T-Del. Cool. That kind of sucks, but what can you do? If we don't land now, we're just going to play out Gideon Ally of Zendikar, I think. No such luck. But what we can do is this. Isamaru, Honor the Peer, and attack. Okay, Buried Alive. Are we going to lose now? So they have Buried Alive and Entomb in their deck, but I didn't see any reanimation effects in the first game, and they saw a significant number of cards. Huh. Maybe they're just using the Scarab God? Scarab God is very powerful in this format. Alright, so they have Wormcoil, Scarab God. What do they get? Nothing. That was a solid draw if I didn't hit land, because this means that any cards they play this next turn are going to come into play tap. So if they reanimate something, I still have lethal on board, so they have to answer the board first. Alright, down to 3. No Damnation one time. Alright, they have the mana to cast pretty much the world, so if it's like Damnation plus reanimation effect, like, I probably lose. But any creature is going to come into play on taps. If it's just like, you know, gifts, not gifts, I keep wanting to say gifts because the card goes with it, but on Burial Rites on one of these big dummies, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, cool. Got there. Alright, let's fix our deck. So we should not have a forest in this deck. Add basics. Yes, one more planes, please. And then let's resub this. I want to fix our deck in between the next round. I do think we're boarded correctly. I think we want Anguish on Making over Walking Ballista in this matchup just to blow up like a big, fat, reanimated idiot. I think that's better. We have the draw this time, so Lantex, no. But we do have Remorseful Cleric, which is cool. So 1-drop, 2-drop, no 3, but we've got time to draw it. Keep. Pretty easy keep, I think. It's crazy, the pace of these games is so much different than Vintage Cube, because there's like not as much disruption. Alright, yep, this gentleman. And go. And you don't see as many like turn 1 Thought Seizes and whatnot. And at least we did not see like turn 1 Entomb reanimate. You know, game over. Alright, well, ask and you shall receive. This poor Figure of Destiny is going to be a 1-1. It's going to be on Mons Goblin Raiders for a little while right now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, which is kind of what the deck wants to do. And I do feel a lot more comfortable being able to get out a Remorseful Cleric here. Now, it may be removal, but If it's eating removal, that means another threat's living. Okay. Not a ton of time on that. Okie doke. Yep. They're all dead. Just play her out and say go. I mean, if they don't do anything relevant in the next turn, it's possible we just try to Geddon them out. Dumpster fire them out with Geddon. Just play some irrelevance out. Okay, Scarab God's pretty good, but I think we can race that, actually. I'm going to try. And this is a 5-ball hit. It's at least not Wormcoil Engine. Wormcoil you just can't race. Alright, hit me for 5, cool. If there's no land that turn, got him. And that is the power of Geddon, folks. I think we're there. If they like a Fatal Push or something like that, I mean, they're probably still dead to the Phyrexian Arena, right? Even if they like have Fatal Push or something like that. Alright, Caracas, this is luckily not a legend. Randomly enough, not a legend. Alright, discarding, no Swords to Plowshares, 1 time. It doesn't inform me that I cannot play my Thalia out. Alright, well, I have follow-up plays if, for some reason, this thing gets killed, which, I mean, not for some reason, but if it does get killed. Do you have it? Yeah, okay. All right, we're doing nonsense. Cool. All right, so we got our game. Is this game number 2 or game number 1? I can't recall. All right, game number 2. So let's edit the deck. Let's fix this up, guys. Get this forest out of here. Add basics. Let's add the 1 plains and save the deck. Surprised it didn't come up before. Anyways, let's go into our concluding game with this deck. It's done decently well so far, but we're also in League too. So I mean, some folks may just be in for piss and they're just drafting cards they think are cool. Hard telling. Like, I don't think this deck's per se great, but it's done okay. I mean, Geddon just definitely won us that game. I don't think we would have won that game if we had not been able to Geddon on that turn with a threat and kind of an uncontested board. Not an uncontested board, but like a card that didn't matter. Like, you know, Scarab God only matters if you have the mana to use it. It's just a 5/5 otherwise, especially if you're already winning the race, if you're kind of ahead on board. And yeah, Geddon has done what it's always done kind of historically or through history is, allows the player that is currently ahead on board to win. Like, that's just what it does. That said, I don't think you generally want to run 2 in this deck, especially at 40 card count. I think 1's enough. You never really double Geddon in a game, and you have a much higher chance, obviously, of seeing your cards when you're playing with 40. Although evidently not my forest until like game number 2 of match 2. Gosh, guys, on the draw, I think I'm gonna keep this, but it's really slow. Yeah. I mean, we're hoping to Mise, but, we do have some decent 1s and 2s in our deck. And that's a land. I'm going to play out the tapped land here because I have nothing better to do, and then hope on the next turn I can draw to a 2-drop. Would be nice. All right, blue-white control, probably. All right, a 3-drop. All right, and go. They were F6'd, which is interesting. All right, well, I'm going to try to resolve my 2/2. Especially in the face of Krakus, so probably going to get countered. That's fine. It's a card engine, so they'll probably kill it or counter it, I would assume. Next turn we'll go for Recruiter, I think. Alright, what do we have? Alright, Gideon. Okie doke. I think I'm going to get Phyrexian Revoker here. I could just draw it, so let's see what we get. Of course. So now I get something cool that they don't know about, or that I would have gotten with this. What do we want here? Angel Invention's kind of interesting. I think I like that. Not blocking. Okay. Okay, another 2/2. What else have we got here? Okie doke. Can't attack. Going to draw off this. Going to put this directly on top of their deck and say go. That way they can draw a card that doesn't do anything, which is pretty great, right? I'm just going to hang back with Recruiter. They could also use the Horizon Canopy, but they want to make land drops right now. I can kind of tell. Okay, they can have that back. I draw my own. That's kind of funny. Okay. Okay. Yep, I'll eat one of your 2/2s. Okie doke. Okay. Let's dumpster fire their landage out. Okie doke. I should have played a land there. I effed up. Okay. How do I get blown out here? If they have like path or plow, right? I'm going to try to go for it though. I'm going to +1/+1 my dudes and strike in with both. And their Gideon dies here. They either double block and they can counterattack my Gideon, put their own Gideon to 5. Now they can counterattack my Gideon and kill it, but okie doke. You want to fire up your Gideon and kill mine? Your Gideon's still dead. Alright, they're going to get my Gideon for their Gideon. Cool with me. Okay, cool. Gideon trades. I guess Gideon does not technically trade here. My bad. Yeah, they can block with that crapper. They don't want to have a looter, I guess. But if they miss on lands here, because they were missing on lands before, they've been top-decking lands, but if they miss on lands, they're kind of in trouble here. Alright, they finally missed on lands. You want to keep your 2/2? Or do you have a kill spell? Nope, Gideon's dead. Alright. King Whiskers. Counterspell? Alright, Mana Tithe, cool. Got him. Looking for a dude here. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're not blocking, you have to attack here, right? They have like a Geddon or a Wrath effect. They've already Wrathed once. Okay, Supreme Verdict. Cool. Forbid plus a threat. Well, not a threat, but a card they can't cast currently, but Teferi. Yeah, I'm going to play the land out here. I mean, they could have Force Spike. Counter? No. Now they're dead next turn unless they hit a land and they can Teferi one of these things, but if they do that, they lose their Teferi, which is pretty good for me. So 2 Wraths. Yep, just dead. Okay. Yeah, if they missed on land, I think they were pretty dead there. Cool. So I don't want more Anthem effects. If anything, I want more creatures in this matchup, I think. Could also like Anguished Unmaking to deal with walkers. I already have Unexpectedly absent. I guess Path to Exile deals with Gideon if they attack with it. I mean, if I were to play Anguish Unmaking, would I play it over, right? Like, probably Venerated Luxodon, which is, like, kind of medium. Don't really care about, like, making my dudes big. I mean, it's nice, but, like, I'm playing against a Wrath deck, right? Maybe I still want just a big kind of stupid thing that beats down. Just higher density. I don't like Honor the Peer. Honor the Peer may be worse than Anguish Unmaking. Nah, you know, it still did some work there because it made my tokens just so much more relevant than theirs off Gideon. Oof, this hand's got to go back, I think, guys. I have like a bazillion 4s. Yeah, I mean, alright, this is going to be a keeper. Yeah, I'm going to top that because I'm drawing into a turn 1. Alright, yep, that's perfect, actually. And I think about it, I'm not on the play, so... And they did not lead with a plane, so that means this is probably going to resolve. I don't know how relevant a 1/1's going to be, but then I have Revoker on the following turn. That can name... I don't know if I want to really name Gideon Ally of Zendikar. Alright, Charter Course to loot. I don't think they're reanimating. Alright, they just got rid of a land. King Whiskers is good. What do I name with this? Teferi, possibly. Teferi... Hero of Dominaria? Yeah, we'll just do that. Well, here's to hoping that they do not have, like, a Karakas in hand, because we know they have a Karakas in their deck. Alright, Compulsive Research is going to find them a lot of options, but at a minimum, it looks like their mana is going to be used up here. And if they don't have lands, if they ditch that island prematurely, maybe they're going to be keeping lands and ditching 2 cards. They just ditch a Planeswalker, so they have lands. They just need gas, I think. No benefit in attacking her. I'd lose my Brimaz in the process. I would really like to flip the Legion's Landing. I could have just, like, you know, ulted the Gideon immediately, but I'd kind of like to do it after I plus him once. This also makes a Wrath line a lot worse. I could have played the Seraph out, which, you know, would have gotten Wrath, but turned it into a bunch of 1/1s. At a minimum right now, like, they kind of have to Wrath to turn. Alright, they're going to Time Warp. That's fine. They don't have a good attack here. So it's kind of just a free roll. It's a 5-mana Exploration, which is not doing them many favors. I do feel like they have to Wrath here, and if they Wrath, that means I kind of get like an unabated turn with my own Gideon. Alright, cast out, targeting. Well, I guess we don't get to see what it targets. What does it target? Alright, it's going to target the Gideon. Alright, and they still don't really have great attacks. Alright, do you have the Force Spike again? I'm going to play into it. I don't think I can play around it here. I'm not gonna, you know, I don't think I swing in. I kind of think the Revoker is doing a little bit of work. Next turn, I probably will swing in with the Knight Ally and the Vampire. If we don't get Wrathed, it would be kind of nice. All right, Supreme Verdict, yeah, so we did, but we still have the 1/1s coming out. Yep. That was actually not a bad draw. I mean, we may get Mana Leaked here, but if we do, we do. Mana Leak. Okay. Doog, swing. Alright, Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite. Well, we're probably fucked. Removal? Not removal. You know what? We'll go to the next game, guys. I'm not gonna try to play through that one. We're probably dead. We knew that was the thing that could happen. I don't think we saw that the first game, but it seemed kind of decently likely. Don't want Anguished Unmaking. Like, Anguished Unmaking could just be randomly good in this matchup, but what do we cut for it, right? Like, Venerated Luxodon does seem kind of marginal. I think I'm going to do that. Go down to 15 critters, cut him. Well, actually, you know what? I guess the Ballista's alright-ish. Alright, this hand's good. It wants to draw mana, but it has, you know, unconditional removal and 3. It's got, you know, multiple turn 1 plays. The way I think this hand's going to play out, I think I'm just going to lead on Ismaru, and we know they have Karakas, which does make it a little more dubious, I suppose. Alright. Yep. You know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna play this out. It does less damage this turn, but it means they can't use their mana tithe against me, which I think has some value. Alright. They can't Wrath next turn to my knowledge. I mean, I guess they could go like Concealed Courtyard, T-Del. Hope is we hit a land here and we can go Honor the Peer, post-combat, main, Thalia to take them off Wrath on the turn after. If I don't, I think I'm actually probably just going to play the Thalia out. I mean, I don't know if they can really tap out this turn. Alright, JVP, cool. I do think they have a tithe here, so maybe I wanted to just wait. Okay. It'd be sweet if they got rid of tithe here. They don't. I think we're gonna eat a tithe here, guys, but I'm gonna go into it. Yuck. I don't like doing it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we knew. And now we're going to get Wrathed. It's unfortunate. I mean, if they don't have it, then it's 100% the right play to play her out there. I don't think they're going to be able to flip Jace this turn, which is kind of nice because they're not incentivized to Wrath. If they play like a Gideon out, I could just blow up the token, actually, and like kill the Gideon, or I could kill them. Like, they're pretty dead, aren't they? Huh. Yeah, Anguish Unmaking should be good. I mean, they have to do something here. They may just Wrath over the top of this and give us a 3-2. We'll see. They're definitely not incentivized to want to blow up their own Jace. So if they have to do that, I feel pretty okay about that line. I mean, it sucks eating down the mana tide there, but maybe I should have just waited on Honor the Pure. I want to put them on a clock, though. Alright, so this, what does this get? It gets that. Okay. I think I am going to sack this turn. And what I can do is this. I can leave up Anguish Unmaking because it's an instant. And if they Wrath the board and have another way to deal with the Finks, I think I'm okay. Another option is I can just blow up the JVP. But if they Wrath here, I mean, they have to... Okay, they're going to do this. That's cool. Okay. So you're dead. Okay. Show me a Force of Will, I suppose. Yep, Anguish Unmaking. Ended up being the sideboard card. Alright, guys. Well, first, probably only Legacy Cube. Legacy Cube's not as cool as Vintage Cube, but ended up going 3-0 with Black, White, Death, and Taxes. I think the deck was fairly medium. I think we played okay-ish. I mean, we did kind of run to that Mana Tide at the end, but, maybe I should have played her out first. I just wanted to deliberately limit them, and, I think, by getting the Honor the Pure on it limits them by another clock turn, which I think was relevant there, and they did miss their land drop. But anyways, managed to go 3-0 with it, which is cool. We get to, free roll the cube again if we want to. I do think we probably forced a little more than we had to in the cube, but I do tend to think that white aggressive strategies tend to be really underappreciated in cubes. Most because folks just go in there to have a piss, and they want to play the cards they don't get to play all the time in Standard or Modern, and there's some cool cards they may not get to play. I don't know. I think Black, White, Death, and Taxes, or just even just Mono White, Death, and Taxes, or even Junk, Death, and Taxes in Cube, is a really underappreciated and underplayed archetype that can generally go, pretty far. Now, given we get to play some matchups that I think were a little more favorable, played a lot more, we played, 2 blue decks? Did play green ramp decks. Green ramp decks tend to be tough for that deck. You really rely on your first strikers and your flyers to do the yeoman's work. Your other stuff that doesn't have that is kind of bad. But Minish Draft, kind of a cool deck. Maybe a little bit less powerful than a deck we could have had in there, but I tend to bias towards it. I think it's very good in cubes. I think it tends to win a lot of cubes, and I've had good history with it. So probably the first and the only Legacy cube I'll do. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't tend to do Legacy cubes as much, but I saw it was up, and I was like, you know what? I got a little bit of time. I was playing some Highlander, and I was like, let's do some cube. Cube's really fun. Like playing Highlander, 40 card Highlander in limited is just, it's pretty sweet, even if you don't have power. Anyways, guys, enjoy and take care now.